Like it's often seen like many men grow up and hearing that they should always be strong, hide their emotions, or deal with their problems on their own, which
Hmm.
these expectations can lead to silently with stress, anxiety, loneliness.
So it is not something that we should generalize, obviously, because every person's body is different. Every person's reactions to hormones are different, right? Your body responds differently depending on who you are. When you talk about the brain specifically, right, and we talk about testosterone, estrogen, and all of that, the brain exclusively, not exclusively, but like predominantly uses estrogen as one of its currencies alongside ATP and all of those other basic cellular currencies, right? And when it comes to male bodies, what happens is that our bodies take testosterone, and testosterone can be transformed into estrogen and used by the brain in that sense, right? Women predominantly function on estrogen, but men predominantly function on testosterone. So when that level goes down, there is less excess testosterone for the brain to transform it into estrogen and use it, right? So that basic hormonal difference does make an impact. So the brain is a very delicate system, we could say, right? The levels of hormones that you have, they do make a big impact. So there is that part definitely, right? But then hormones are just part of the story, like I said, right? Hormones are providing you the path of least resistance, and that is where your body is naturally going to go. But then you also have your own socialization, you have your own active brain processes. And yeah, it definitely does happen that, okay, the boys are socialized in a different way and girls are socialized in a different way. We tend to tell boys to deal with, and you encourage a girl to express her emotions. That is something that does happen in pretend play as well, right? And that is where the internal preferences part kicks in, right? So how much of this do we say is just because girls are inherently more social, and how much of this is because, oh, nobody just nobody just taught this boy how to process his emotions, right? So that is silence, and that is also productive in a way, right? Because it gets rid of that person from your social circle, and that is an immediate quick fix. That talking about your feelings and trying to sort out what was it that went wrong is ever going to feel, right? And so that immediate dopamine hit that you get from those quick fixes, that is something that we as a society need to stop prioritizing, right? We need to start prioritizing that kind of emotional work with a boy just as we would do with a girl. And that starts from the house, right? It is not a big social problem that you need to fix. That is a problem that you need to fix at an individual household level, right? How is it that a mother or a father or a grandparent responds to a child that comes to them?